All right, Brandon, thanks so much for joining me and having this conversation today, man. So for the person watching this video, just go ahead and state your name, where you live at, and what you do for a living.
My name is Brandon Vining. I'm the owner of ProGrow Consulting, a private consulting firm. We're in Eastern Idaho. I live in a little town called St. Anthony. So, I don't know, Eastern Idaho, the middle of nowhere, right?
Yeah.
Small town America.
Yeah,
So.
100%. So before I ask you the very first question, I want to actually ask another question. Why are you a private consultant?
You know, I worked for Land O'Lakes right out of college in Minnesota, and I worked for Simplot Grower Solutions for 15 years, you know, doing the whole fertilizer consulting, walking fields thing. And I got tired of big agriculture beating on the little farmer, right? I got tired of big agriculture winning, middleman winning all the time. And so I wanted to be a representative to the farmer that says, hey, there's hope. There's hope that, you know, we can still do this without letting the big guy win all the time. So
okay.
That's why I went out on my own.
Yeah. Did you see a lot of stuff being done and products being sold and things being pitched that weren't necessarily that the farmer didn't need?
Oh yeah, all the time. I mean, you're guided and instructed to sell what makes the company money because you're paid by a company, you're paid on commission. So, you know, even if it doesn't work, you know what? Put it in the tank, put it in the tank, put it in the tank.
Yeah.
So, you know, I got tired of the millions and millions of dollars that guys are spending, or that, you know, big agriculture's sucking out of the market, you know, to pad their own pockets rather than what's working best for the grower.
Yeah. And I wanted to ask you that question because I want whoever's watching this video to understand that Brandon's going to war for the farmer, no different than I am, like taking a stand and actually doing what's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's not very many people, Jace, there's not very many people that are willing to stand side by side on the front line with the grower that says, hey, you know what? Let's go to battle and let's figure this out.
Yep. 100%. So, all right. So let's move into the very first question here. I guess, well, let me ask you this other question. How long have you been a legacy farmer now?
Since last fall. Okay. So since fall of 2019. So okay. Let's say 8 months, rough okay. Math.
Perfect. So question is what was not working in your life before legacy farmer? What were the problems and challenges and just the stuff that you could not solve that made you want to commit the time, the energy, and the money to legacy farmer?
You know, doing what I do, I'm kind of on an island because I'm the only one doing what I do that's different. And so, you know, listening to the podcast, listening to you, you know, you're talking the same story I am. Hey, we want growers to succeed. We're tired of family farms failing. We're tired of corporate America winning. So we need to help. We need to figure out how to help the grower. And that's the same story I had running through my mind is, hey, I work for myself. I work as a partnership with the grower. How do I help the grower? And so, you know, it just resonated with me. Hey, we need to figure out how to help the grower. Yeah. So honestly, that's what resonated with me the most. But really, you know, my life is good. I mean, I have no complaints. You know, my wife and kids are all healthy. You know, we're paying bills. We're happy. We're doing what we do. But seriously, I just think there's more out there to be done.
Yeah.
It's all about being a good human. It's about helping people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you came in primarily, you know, just because there's a lot of internal battles that Brandon's been going through, right? With getting your message out there and actually, you know, everything you said in the beginning of this call, but getting it in front of people.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. I mean, when you live in a small town, raised in a small town, you know, grow up in a small town, whatever it is, you don't understand that there's a whole other world that's, you know, 200 miles away, 500 miles away, 1,000 miles away. And at being part of this group now, I can see other people that are in states that are 5 states away from me that think the same way I do.
Yep.
Which is, I mean, it's refreshing for me, right?
Yeah, because you've been wandering around for the last 2 to 3 years or however long since you left Simplot, like you said, on an island by yourself.
Right.
How many farmers and ranchers or other crop consultants that are private consultants just like you, how many of them do you think feel the exact same way?
Hopefully a lot. Hopefully I'm not the only one, right?
We know it's a lot. We know it's a lot. Okay. All right. So second question is what changed for Brandon once you joined Legacy Farmer? You know, you've been in 8 months now. So what are some of the biggest things that you've noticed change for you, both personally and business wise?
Personally, I would say my confidence has gone through the roof. I mean, my personal confidence in my message that, hey, people really do want to hear this.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people really do want to fix this. And so, yeah. So I would say that my message and my confidence has gotten way better as a result of being part of Legacy Farmer.
Okay. What about business wise?
I think the same thing. I've been coached by Jace himself, you know, personally, that says, hey, let's do X and Y and Z. And I followed those steps. And as I followed those steps, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, as we go down the road, it sure seems to me like, you know, the progression that I'm seeing, it's getting better and better and better.
Mm-hmm.
You know, communication with me and my growers, you know, is way better than what it's been.
Yeah. And providing more value to them, more education to them, and just more value is going to equate to more loyalty and more people wanting to work with Brandon.
Correct.
Okay. So out of everything that we have going on inside of Legacy Farmer, man, which it's a lot, we have the tools, the resources, the trainings, the coaching calls, all of those different things. Out of everything we have going on, what is Brandon's like number one favorite thing?
I think it's the coaching calls,
Okay.
listening to other people's stories once a week. Just hearing other people's, I guess, struggles, but then also their successes.
Yeah.
You know, giving me hope that there's other people that are going to win in this deal too.
Yeah.
I think that's probably the number one thing.
Okay. And what's interesting is every person that I've interviewed, man, they've all said the exact same thing. And which the follow-up question to that is, I mean, you're sitting here as a crop consultant. And you're listening to farmers and ranchers stories about different problems they're struggling with the family, with business decisions, with what do I do here, trying to find clarity, trying to just figure out what the heck, which way do I go? Do you resonate with every one of those stories?
Yeah, because I have certain clients that are in this exact same situation. Okay. You know, not me personally. I mean, I'm not in a situation where I have to deal with a brother or a dad or a cousin or a landlord, but I have growers that deal with all that, you know, on a daily basis. So, yeah.
But with Brandon, just trying to get clarity on what decisions to make.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Because that's what I was really talking about. Yeah, I get that you don't have the family dynamic that these guys do, but when it comes to just clarity and what direction do I need to go, what type of decisions do I need to be making, you're one and the same.
Right. Yep. Absolutely. Okay.
So last question is, it's no secret, man, that, and you know this as well as I do, establishing trust inside of the ag industry is extremely difficult. People are wondering, okay, is this guy for real? You know, listen to his podcast now. I've watched all the videos. I've thought about filling out the application and hopping on a phone call, but I'm just still not sure. So what is the one thing Brandon would say to somebody that's sitting on the fence?
Quit procrastinating. I mean, honestly, make the decision, yes or no, you're in or out. And 100%, I would say go in. Yeah. I mean, it's been nothing but beneficial to me and my family. So, I mean, I have no complaints. Worth every penny of it so far.
Okay, good. Well, I appreciate that. And the thing is, like, just you right there, you saying yes or no, like that's, I can just see the transition that Brandon has had. How long did you listen to the podcast before you filled out an application and got on the phone?
6 months.
Okay. Yeah.
Probably.
So the person you're talking to when you're saying that is the person that's literally listening to the podcast right now. They've been sitting on the fence just like you were for 6 months, and you finally said, hey, you know what? It's time to move.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, once you make that decision to step forward, it's way easier, you know. Yeah. Indecision is just stuck, right? You got to make a decision. So yeah, definitely go for it. Jump in.
Indecision is a decision to not do anything at all.
Yep.
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, thank you very much for taking the time to do this with me today.
No problem.